from the President's Debt Commission. This is a big deal about our future. A few surprise supporters emerging on that panel for some very controversial proposals to reduce the U.S. deficit. They are dire. One of them is Republican Senator Mike Crapo out of Idaho, member of the Senate Finance Committee as well. And Senator, good morning to you. Thank you for your time.
Good morning.
You go into this vote 15 minutes from now. You have said publicly you will vote for it. Why?
Well, as you know, Bill, this plan has a lot of pain and heartburn in it for everybody. And there's a lot in it that I don't like. There's things in it that I would do differently. But the time for gridlock and the time for inaction is past. We do not have time to continue to debate this issue. And the plan does have a lot of very positive elements. It focuses heavily on controlling our out-of-control spending. It reforms our tax code and gives us a shot at making America much more competitive economically in the global economy. And it gives America a chance to create a pathway to get out of the mess we are in right now.
Well, in order for this to survive, you need 14 votes, or a minimum of 12 plus the two co-commissioners, Erskine Bowles and Alan Simpson, that you presume are yes votes. Right now, it doesn't seem like you'll get there. If this fails, what happens to the momentum of cutting spending, trimming our deficit, trying to lose that $13.7 trillion figure we've been showing all morning?
Well, if this fails to get 14 votes, that means that we have lost an opportunity to force Congress to get engaged in dealing with this national debt and the crisis we're facing. It does not mean, however, that we've lost the opportunity to get this bill or this proposal before Congress and continue the debate. If we get a majority vote today, though not the 14, I believe that this plan will continue to be in play. It will maybe even set the format of the debate in Congress. And what we will lose is simply the opportunity to force that vote to come soon. And I hope that the American people will weigh in at that point and force Congress to continue the deliberations that will get us on the track to fixing the problems we have in America.
Well, they're paying attention. By the way, Spanish government out of Madrid, Spain has approved austerity measures for its country. They're going to cut its debt. They're going to trim taxes for small companies. They're going to sell off the national lottery. They're going to privatize the airports. They're going to cut jobless benefits. So much of that conversation has taken place, too, here. You said yesterday we need to avoid a third world style economic crisis. Do you think in 2010, going into 2011, that the United States of America faces a third world crisis? Explain that.
If you look at our debt posture right now, our national debt is 62% of our GDP. If we do nothing, that will grow to 90% of our GDP within this decade and hit 180% of GDP by 2035. Now, we actually will not hit that because as we approach the 90% level, which we are rapidly approaching, the economy itself will take over and make the policy decisions, if you will, that Congress refuses to make if we don't take action. And we will see pain and difficulty in our economy and across the board for all Americans that far exceeds anything in this proposal or any of the other deficit control proposals that are out there.
Mike Crapo is a Republican out of Idaho. Sir, thank you. We're going to watch the room and see how it all comes out. Appreciate your service on this issue, and thank you for your time today. Thank you, Senator. He also said, Martha, our debt crisis is a threat to not just our way of life, but our national survival. And now we wonder if the folks in Washington see it the same way and if they understand that. So stay tuned for that vote coming up in 12 minutes.
That is absolutely the question that's going to be answered today. Do they get it? Are they listening to the American people? And we're going to have that for you moments from now. This is going to be history, perhaps in the making, as we start to deal with this struggle in this country.